Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and today I've got something fun lined up. I'm creating the perfect player. What I've done is I've gone to League 2, I've picked out Exeter City just completely randomly, and I've randomly picked out a player who I'm going to make perfect. The man I've gone for is Jake Sharps for no other reason, but I'm going to make a lot of changes to him. First things first, I'm changing his name, and because I'm apparently such a narcissist, I'm going to name him after myself. Little James Rutherford is also a few years younger than I am in reality, and his new date of birth will be the 20th of July 2004, making him 15 going on 16 at the start of the simulation. As for his ratings, the perfect player has got a score of 20 for pretty much everything. The only one I've really lowered is injury proneness, because no one wants a croc. His ability is as high as it can go, and of course so is his potential. But how will his career pan out? Will the perfect player be in League 2 for long? Let's dive into this simulation and find out. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and put a nice little comment down below in the comment section. Anyway, let's go into this simulation. Right, here we are at the start of the simulation, the 27th of July 2020, and here is your perfect player, a 16-year-old James Rutherford. I mean, he doesn't look anything like me. He's a better looking bloke than me, but that's fine. When we look at his ratings, he's not actually perfect, but he's pretty damn good. Aggression 20, bravery 18, determination 20, flair 20, leadership 18, and natural fitness 20. Everything else is a 14. I mean, not quite as good as I'd hoped, but it's still pretty damn good. And he's already valued at £44 million, and he's a man in demand. Look at all these clubs who are interested in signing him: Barcelona, Man City, Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid and Liverpool. The man who can play in literally every position except for goalkeeper is wanted by some of the biggest clubs in world football. But where will he be in a year's time? I'm going to simulate a year into the future. Let's see what happens in the first year for the perfect player. Okay, here we are 1 year on, and the perfect player is now at Chelsea. He's gone from League 2 to the Premier League, and he's still only on 150 quid a week, but I think that's because he's so young. Valued at £79 million, he's there until 2024. Let's see how much money he cost. £50 million. He didn't move until January though. He played the first half of the season at Exeter, where quite frankly he was absolutely sensational. 20 appearances, 11 goals, 8 assists, and 11 Player of the Match awards. An average rating of 7.98. Already at Chelsea, he's gone into the first team, 15 starts, 1 goal, 1 assist, and an average rating of 7.21. Absolutely incredible for a man who is just 16 years old. He's probably still a boy at 16 years old. Let's see what position he's been playing, because like I say, he can play literally everywhere. That's almost a little bit of the problem with this perfect player, because he's so good he can play anywhere. Where do you play him? Let's see where Chelsea have gone with. They have got him playing at centre-back alongside Antonio Rudiger. I mean, he's not massively tall. I can't remember how tall I set him at. Seemingly I can't find his height anywhere. But anyway, let's have a little look at some of the Chelsea games. See if he's always been playing centre-back. I mean, you try him in a few positions. Just see how it works out for him. We'll go to the back end of the season, which is when he'll have been playing. This game he was centre-back alongside Christensen, Man United. He didn't feature the next game, didn't feature again, didn't feature in that game. And then the final game of the season, centre back. Has he always been a centre back? What about the Brentford game here? Centre back again, got himself a booking. Champions League, didn't feature. Leeds, centre back again. Chelsea seem to fancy James Rutherford as a centre back. Speaking from my own self, the actual James Rutherford, I'm not tall enough at all to be a centre back. Not really massively keen on heading the ball either, but whatever. This guy's a centre-back, and that's where he's been playing for Chelsea in his first season of being the perfect player. 50 million quid for a 16-year-old is a huge amount of money spent by Chelsea. Could rise to 56 million as well. Massive sign. I mean, is that probably the most expensive player of that age? I'm not sure. Someone can check that out for me in the comments below. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate 5 years into the future. We're going to do this simulation about 5 years at a time. See how he gets on. By then he'll be 21. Hopefully he's been in England internationally. He's won trophies aplenty. And things should be on the right track for this guy to become the best player in the world. Let's go 5 years into the future. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we are 5 years into the future, 12th of June 2026. And the perfect player Christ, he's earning an absolute fortune. I'm just going to refer to him as the perfect player. I can't keep calling my own name. It's too sickening, man. Can't be doing that. He's 21 years old. He's played 42 times already for England, which is incredible at 21. Valued at £90 million. And he's earning a whopping £425,000 a week. All of that at 21 years old. When I was 21, I probably didn't even have £425. That's probably a lie, I've been working. Anyway, he's a wanted man though. He's wanted by Paris Saint-Germain. If there's anyone in world football who could afford him, it probably would be Paris Saint-Germain. He's the number 5 now at Chelsea, so he's quite a big deal there. And he's already the captain as well. They haven't won any Premier League titles during that time, but the perfect player, Nelly called him James Rutherford, the perfect player is the Chelsea captain already at the age of 21. And he's beginning to get himself a new manager with whoever's been in charge getting the sack. Christ, he's had a few managers. Thomas Tuchel's been sacked, then Deschamps got the sack. Now Stefano Pioli's been sacked. Who's it going to be next? We will sharp find out. Let's see if we've won any trophies. Didier Deschamps won the Europa League. And Piolo, he's won an FA Cup, a Carabao Cup, a European Super Cup and a Europa League. So the perfect player has already won a fair few trophies in his still very, very early career, but he hasn't won a Premier League, he hasn't won a Champions League. Let's check him out though. His ratings have slightly gone down actually, some of them down to 13, but still absolutely sensational. And when you look at his average ratings, damn consistent as well, but ranging between 7.2 and 7.4. And I'm going to be honest with you, I thought it would be a little bit better than that. I mean, is that because he's been playing in defence that he's not getting whopping ratings because he's not scoring every week? I mean, he's still scoring an odd few goal every season. I mean, he's been hitting, I was going to say he's been hitting double figures. He hit double figures in the most recent season, 11 goals and 49 appearances. That's pretty good. Let's have a little look at a few random Chelsea games, see what positions he's been playing. So he hasn't always been playing at centre-back. In this game against Chelsea, he was playing in centre midfield. Did pretty well as well. Romelu Lukaku getting a 10. Christ, he was the best player on the pitch. Another random one here, Wolves. Rutherford was on the left wing. Champions League game against Juventus, he was on the left wing again. Here, left wing. Piolo's been fancying him more in an attacking role, which maybe makes his rating not look quite as impressive. Here we are back at centre-back, 8.2 rating. In this game, he was on the left wing. Here he's centre-back. He had a bit of a stinker in that one, but we'll not talk about that. Left-back, where I first made my footballing, what am I calling it? I used to play left-back. But it looks like he's been playing all over the pitch, which I mean, is fair enough. He's versatile. He's listed as England's key player ahead of Harry Kane, ahead of Jordan Henderson. And in terms of top players, he's at the top of the pile as well. What positions has he been playing for England? Let's have a wee little look. For England, it looks like he's been centre-back as well. There he's alongside Joe Gomez. Another World Cup qualifier here against Lithuania. Centre-back alongside Joe Gomez. Centre-back, he just is a centre-back for England. Maybe that's why the ratings aren't quite as exceptional as like a Kylian Mbappe or the likes. Because he's not getting the goals, he's not getting the assists. To get those 9 ratings, you'd find them getting each and every week. In terms of individual honours, what has he won? Let's have a little look at his awards. So in 2022 and 2023 he won the Next Gen Award. And in 2023 he also won the European Golden Boy and was named in the 2023 World Team of the Year. That's pretty damn good considering he was still a teenager at that point. And he was also named in 2026 the European Champions Cup Defender of the Season. But in terms of world honours, there's been no Golden Ball or World Player of the Year award just yet. Let's see where he ranks among the world's elite. I tell you what, he's damn close. In terms of top players in the world, only Kylian Mbappe is above him. I mean, at this point in time, Mbappe, he's 27 years old, coming into his peak. Rutherford here, only 21. Still got a lot of football to play ahead of him, and he's earning 425 grand a week. Let's compare that to his Chelsea teammates. Only Reece James comes close on 375 grand a week. So Rutherford's the highest earner by a fair way. But where will the land lie in another 5 years' time? Let's go forwards into the future again. Let's see what happens come 2031. Right, here we are, the 11th of June 2031, 11 years of this simulation. The perfect player is now 26 years old and he's nearly played 100 times for England. He's valued at £98 million, he's still at Chelsea, he's going to be there until 2035 and his incredible wages have only increased. He's now earning £600,000 a week. That must make him the best paid player in the world. The money's so ridiculous, I can't even get me words out. That is absolutely outrageous. I'm going to have a look at the other players, the top players in the world, see what they're earning, just for a little bit of a comparison. So in world football, the perfect player is only third. He's behind a regen Nick van Dijk, and he's still behind Kylian Mbappe, both at Paris Saint-Germain. Mbappe, he's earning 625 grand a week, which is more than the perfect player, and Nick van Dijk, he's earning 350 grand a week. I mean, if you're earning about the same kind of money as Kylian Mbappe, you're doing alright for yourself. Erling Haaland, what's he on? 500 grand a week. An absolute pittance, barely anything. Let's look at how the perfect player's been getting on over the past few years. He's been becoming a lot more prolific in front of goal. In this season, the 27-28, he hit 15 goals in the Premier League, 21 in total. His average ratings have been going much better, except this season where he got 7.17, which was the worst of his career so far. But his average ratings, if you ignore that season, 7.6s, 7.4s, pretty damn good for a player who's outrageously good. He's hit some kind of achievement because his price has gone from 50 million to 56 million pounds. Obviously that move to PSG didn't happen. Christ, imagine if he'd gone to PSG, the kind of money they'd be paying him. What kind of trophies have they won? Actually, before we do that, let's have a look at who his manager is at Chelsea. He's now managed by Eddie Howe, and he's also a Premier League winning captain. Chelsea won the title in 2030, the perfect player lifting the title for the Blues at Stamford Bridge. Have they won any more big trophies? Let's have a little look. It doesn't actually look like they've won anything else other than a Premier League. The Carabao Cup they won, and the Europa Conference League. I mean, that's not massively great, is it? Maybe one reason he's earning so much money is because Chelsea were taken over by a tycoon in 2024. That might explain the 600 grand a week wages. Let's compare that to the Chelsea teammates. Let's see what they're all on. Reece James on 400 grand a week, Christian Pulisic on 400 grand a week. The perfect player is earning 200 grand a week more than the next highest player. That's absolutely ridiculous money that he's on. Let's have a little look at his awards, see if there's been anything extra since 2026. He was shortlisted for the World Footballer of the Year award, but obviously didn't win it. He was in the World Team of the Year for 2026. 2026 was clearly a great year for him. Next season didn't really achieve much. Chelsea's season best 11, which he should be in. He was in the Premier League Team of the Year in 2028. 2029 he was in the Club World Championship Dream Team again. It's not massively incredible. 2030 named in the Premier League Team of the Year. And 2031 he was in the Team of the Week twice. That's not great, is it? I thought he would have been like the best player in the world by now. Let's have a look at some awards. The best player in Europe. 2031 wasn't in the top 3. 2030 wasn't in the top 3. 2029 wasn't in the top 3. He's not even coming close. What's going on? This guy's meant to be the perfect player, and he isn't even being in the top 3 for the best player in Europe award. What about in the world? I mean, if he's not winning in Europe, he's probably not winning in the world either, is he? World Footballer of the Year. It's not looking good here. Not in the top 3 at all. Just been dominated by Mbappe, Camavinga. This is terrible. What about the Golden Ball Award? Nah. Absolutely nothing. This is another experiment which isn't quite going how I thought it would. World Player of the Year? Any chance? It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all, but the simulation is still young. Our perfect player is still only 26 years old. I mean, he could probably play for another 10 years. What I'm going to do now is, just like last time, I'm going to go another 5 years into the future. He'll be 31 there. He'll probably be at the peak of his powers. He'll have surpassed 100 caps for England. He could be earning about £1 million a week for all we know. Let's see what's going on in another 5 years' time for the perfect player. Okay, here we are on the 9th of June 2036, 16 years of this experiment, and the perfect player is still at Chelsea, and he's also played 139 times for England. He's also opened his account. He scored 4 goals for the 3 Lions, which is great. That's where his height is, 180 centimetres. Don't know why I couldn't find that before. I don't know what that translates to into old money. Tell you what, we'll just Google it. 180 centimetres in feet. 5 feet 10, so that's not massively tall for a centre-back, but it's taller than I am. Let's have a look at his history. He's had another duff season there, only a 7.0 season. I mean, every season he's been higher than a 7, which is ridiculously consistent. In terms of assists, doing alright, 9 there in that season. But since we've simulated again, he's only had he's never got higher than a 7.5. He's only had that one season where he got 7.64. I mean, yes, he's a top quality player, but he's not wildly elite. He's a legendary centre-back here, according to the media. And 600 grand a week. What else has he won at Chelsea? Let's have a little look at his milestones. So since 2031, he's won 3 League Cups and 3 FA Cups. So still no European trophy, still only 1 Premier League title. What about awards? Have we been named the best player in the world? We'll go from 2031, 2032 rather. Team of the week, nothing exceptional there. 2033, again, nothing particularly great. 2034, he was in the World Team of the Year. 2035, nout. And in 2036, named in the Premier League Team of the Year. But in terms of individual honours of being the best player in the world, this simulation hasn't quite gone to plan. I tried to make the perfect player, and it appears he's not perfect at all. Maybe I need to focus more on a position, make like the perfect striker, the perfect cam, the perfect left back. Maybe that could be one to try in the coming weeks and months. But this simulation isn't finished yet. He's only 31 years old. He's still playing very well. Let's not beat around the bush here. I'm going to go 5 more years into the future and see what happens to the perfect player. Come on, one last push. Come on, Jimmy. Right, here we are on the 2nd of July 2041, and for the final time we're going to look at the perfect player who has actually moved clubs. He has just joined Paris Saint-Germain on a free transfer. 20.5 years at Stamford Bridge. His final few years were just average, a bit like before. He had 1 season there hitting double figures in the Premier League with 10 goals, but again, averages between 7.3 and 7.08, which it's not exceptional. He's ended his England career 160 caps and 9 goals. He's taken a wage decrease to go to Paris Saint-Germain, now on £210,000 a week. But considering he's 36 years old, he's only signed a year deal, it's still pretty damn good. Has there been any more landmarks, any more milestones to note? Let's have a look at the competitions first. So we've won a Champions League, that's good. We've won a Premier League, even better. Well, about the same. An FA Cup 2039, another Premier League, another Champions League, and a European Super Cup. So in the final few years of his time at Chelsea, the perfect player has started to win even more bigger trophies. As captain as well, lifting the trophy high above his head. Let's have a little look at Chelsea. I'm going to assume he's listed as a club legend. Let's have a little look. The club legends. Okay, he's not. He's only favoured personnel. After 20.5 years, all of those trophies, all of those consistent performances over 20.5 years, and he's still only favoured personnel. I mean, that's absolutely criminal. How on earth has that happened? Let's have a look at his landmarks. He's been the England captain. Record appearances for England. Exeter's biggest departure, which isn't surprising at 56 million quid. Competitions, that's the wrong one. Landmarks, awards, that's what I'm after. So we left things in 2036. 2037, nothing great really won. In 2038, shortlisted for the World Footballer of the Year award, which he clearly didn't win. Named in the Champions Cup Dream Team, pretty good. 2039, Premier League Team of the Year. 2040, Premier League Team of the Year. And in 2041, named in Chelsea's season Best 11. From all of these seasons, the perfect player, who clearly at the start wasn't perfect, but he was pretty damn good, never won the World Player of the Year, a Golden Ball, a Ballon d'Or, anything. Yes, he's won major honours in Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, hasn't won anything with England, but he's captained his country, he captained Chelsea for years, and after all this time, he is still only favoured personnel. But one thing's for sure, my word, has he earned an absolute shit ton of money. We will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo. And until next time, we will see you around.